Hi, my name is Jo Longanilla with joessentially. Today we are going to go through a beautiful practice that will help us stay in the heart. And why do we want to stay in the heart? Because if you are anything like me, I have a tendency when I feel really vulnerable or I'm feeling stressed about something, or maybe I'm scared of the unknown. My old pattern, and it still comes up, is I want to disassociate my mind and my body. It's like I want to hightail it out of my own skin. And what I have learned over the years using essential oils has been such a life changer for me. And many of you might have heard of, or might even be using essential oils. Essential oils, in the way that I use them, is I work with their energetics. So I work with the inner nature of each oil. And each oil has its own message, its own voice, its own way of interacting with our body. And I use a technique called aroma point therapy, which is not so much the aroma as the primary mover, but the essential oil and its vibration matched with a specific acupuncture point on the body. And then that vibration of that point interacts and creates this harmony to recalibrate our body. So we're not actually calibrating to our truth when we're feeling stressed and we want to run. And so the essential oils just help to bring us back into that alignment with who we truly are. So there are two oils that we are going to use today. The first one is called black spruce, and here we go. And then black spruce is also known as the oil of the ancient one. And actually, before I begin, I'm going to stand up so that you can actually see where I'm going to place my hands. And this is called the womb cradle. So the first I'm going to show you, so my one hand, it doesn't matter whether it's your right or your left, one hand will be horizontal. It's going to go right underneath your belly. And then your other hand your fingers will be pointing down, and that's going to go on the back side of your body. So I'm going to stand up here. So this hand, whichever hand that is for you, so one hand will be right underneath the belly button. Your opposite hand is going to come right on your sacrum, and your fingers will point down, and you'll even go a little bit into your butt crack there. But you'll notice, and it doesn't have to, your hands don't have to be pressed in forcefully into the body. It's actually just a really gentle hold. And if you need to remove your hand, if that just feels really uncomfortable, just know that you can do that. Your hand does not have to be held there the entire time. And we're only going to hold it for just a few moments. And so if you have black spruce, and even if you don't, you can go through this practice with me. And the plant spirits are so powerful. And that's really what we're working with, are the plant spirits, which are the energetics of these oils. So I'm going to put black spruce, about 2 or 3 drops in my hand. I'm going to rub that together and just take a few beautiful deep breaths. Just allowing for your body to absorb the beautiful aroma of the oil. And then, although I'm sitting down, I'm going to put the oil, one hand over my womb space, and then the other hand, just as I had described, right on my sacrum with my fingers pointing down. And it's a gentle hold. And this is also a mindfulness practice. So as you are sitting here with me, I will invite you to close your eyes if that feels safe for you. And just notice what you notice. Bringing your attention to those 2 points at your palm. Maybe begin to imagine that those 2 points where your palms are connecting right through your body. Again, just noticing what you notice. That might be your breath is deeper or slower. Maybe some muscles are beginning to relax, the shoulders are maybe dropping. You might feel some clenching or gripping that want to release. And just let whatever wants to happen, happen. And again, if your arm that you're holding behind you, or even the front one, if any of your body feels tight or achy because you are holding this position, you are welcome to release your hands. And the invitation is to just stay quiet. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed, and you can just relax your hands on your lap. And we'll hold this for maybe just another 30 seconds. And also, if you feel complete, listen and trust yourself that it's time to release it. And if you haven't already, bring your hands up for an inhalation. And maybe another one. Beautiful. So the reason that I used black spruce, and this has really been just a go-to oil for me, especially when I have been feeling, experiencing lack or scarcity. It's really easy to get frozen in fear. And black spruce is such a beautiful grounding oil. It also has an affinity to water, and it also is a great oil for our kidneys. So kidneys are actually related to the emotion of fear. So black spruce literally goes in and it helps to just transform all those emotions in our kidneys, and that's actually where we were holding, is so that the oil can come in and transmute those emotions. It's not about us having to go in and figure it out, why this or why that or why I'm feeling anything, but allowing for the oil to communicate with our body on an energetic level. And I would love to know if some of you even felt that there was this grounding that happens. For me, every time I use black spruce, my whole body, it just sinks in as if it's being held. And black spruce really gives my body that sense of safety that a lot of us look for when we are in that state of fear or lack or scarcity. So please let me know in the comments if you felt anything. And if you don't have black spruce and you don't even have any oils, essential oils, please click the link below and you'll be directed to my page, and you can purchase oils through me. You can also send me any messages if you have questions. All right, the second oil that we are going to use is frankincense. So some of you may know this oil. This is more of a common oil. This oil is commonly known as the king of oils. It's also known as the great connector. I was like, what is that? It's also known as the great connector. And so frankincense can be used for so many oils, which is also known why it's known as the king of oils. But today we're going to use it on pericardium 7. So the way that we can find pericardium 7 is if you take your forearm and you place 3 fingers right at the wrist crease. So if you bend your wrist, you'll find the crease. And at the bottom of that 3rd finger right here, that is pericardium 7. And so that's where I'm going to put frankincense. And this is bilateral, which means that it's on both sides. So you can, again, just use your 3 fingers. I'm going to try to do this backwards. There you go. 3 fingers. And right at the end, that's pericardium 7 on the other side. So I'm going to just mark that. And what is really lovely to do is just place both forearms against each other. And then rather than holding it up, because that also creates tension in the shoulders, is just relax the shoulders down. Let the arms just be heavy. It can be either on a table or on your lap. And again, if it feels comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes. Maybe take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and allow yourself to just settle in. And again, this technique of aroma point therapy is a very gentle practice. So there's no need to push our forearms against each other, but actually it's a very light feather touch. And again, just notice what you notice. Maybe there's a shift in your body temperature. Perhaps you'll feel your jaw unlock. If you're like me, I have a tendency to grip in my jaw. Frankincense is also so beautiful for any inflammation. And if you think about when we are stressed, especially chronic stress, there's so much cortisol and adrenaline pumping through our body that creates inflammation. And when we use frankincense, especially here at pericardium 7, which is the protector, it's the sac around our heart, that is the pericardium. And it is, you can think of it as the protector. And so rather than closing our heart when we are fearful, we can actually help to soften our heart to keep it open and to stay with what is here, right now. Not once we disassociate and distract ourselves, but we can stay right here when we are feeling that we're not good enough, or that we are not feeling accepted, that we are being judged. And many times that's just coming from our own mind, our own story. And our body remembers those stories. So these oils and these combined with these points help us to stay in the heart, because the heart is our wisdom. It is where our truth lies. It is where our soul and our essence is. And returning to the heart again and again and again, it is a rewiring of what we have known to be true. So again, if you feel that you are complete, you can bring your arms up for an inhalation. So you can inhale the oil either before or after. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're also taking that in. Because again, the aroma has its own power for our body and in terms of healing. So we worked first with the inner nature of the oil and its energetics, and then secondary to its healing is the aroma. So I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, please reach out. You can find me at joessentially, the same name, on Instagram. And I look forward to hearing your comments, your experience, and thank you so much for watching.